Good morning, y'all. It is currently 10:48 a.m., July 12th, 2025. And I'd like to tell you a little story about the dream that I had this morning. Sorry that it's been so long. My schedule's been pretty hectic, and the couple of dreams that I did have that I didn't feel like talking about publicly. Yesterday, I had a dream, and it was inappropriate to talk about on YouTube, so I did not make a video about it. And July 5th, I'll just read what I wrote down. I had some pretty good dreams, including a lucid dream, but I forgot to remember. I just remember shiny hunting and Absolblogspokemon was involved in one of them. Yeah, so that's all I remember from that dream. I had a lucid dream. The part about shiny hunting with Absolblogspokemon, that was not lucid, but I do remember having a lucid dream that day. And the only thing that I remember about the lucid dream, is I looked at my hands at one point, and I was seeing how like wavy my fingers were. So that wasn't worth making a whole video about. Yesterday, I'm not going to talk about that dream. So that comes to today. And sorry if I'm reading from my journal a lot. Usually I like to record these dream journal vlogs like immediately, as close to immediately after I write it down in my journal as I can. But because of my whole situation that I've got going on, the only time that I have the opportunity to record a dream journal vlog is right before I leave for work. So it's been like an hour and a half since I woke up. I went to bed at around 2 a.m. last night, and I woke up from this dream at 9:30. So it's almost 11 now, so it's been about an hour and a half. The first thing I remember is I am in my older brother's room. This is back at my papaw's house. I'm in his room. He's sleeping. And I want to play Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. But he has an original Xbox, which, if you're aware, Oblivion was not on the original Xbox. But that doesn't matter in the dream. So I'm on his Xbox, I'm trying to play Oblivion, and I'm looking through his games. It's kind of like the Xbox 360 where it lets you scroll through your downloaded games. And I see that one of his games is a Fable game. And I'm just like surprised and confused. I didn't know that he had Fable. And I was like thinking about playing that, I think. That's the last that I remember about that part. I don't remember the transition, but then this is the same dream. The next thing that I remember, I am overhearing a conversation between my dad and my uncle DJ. DJ is my dad's younger brother. And they're talking about, my dad is talking to my uncle about how stubborn he is. And one of the things he says is, you know what that reminds me of? Our dad. And DJ agrees. Their dad is not my papaw, not the house that the dream was just taking place in. That's my mom's dad. My grandpa, he died about 7 years ago now, something like that. So the gist of the conversation that they're having is that my dad is trying to convince my uncle of how stubborn he is. And he says, you know who that reminds me of? Our dad. And DJ agrees. And then at some point, they mention a YouTube series that they are working on. It's mostly DJ that mentions it. And I have like this visual in that moment of looking at like a YouTube thumbnail, and it's my uncle. And I can't remember what they were talking about exactly. But I think DJ joined it later in the life of the YouTube channel. And the last video that they uploaded was alluding to him leaving. I think he believed that he was going to die or something. So that's what the last video was about. It was about my uncle leaving the YouTube channel. And my dad also mentioned something about a photo. He was trying to find a photograph. I think it was like a professionally taken photograph. And something about the name of the photograph had to do with my uncle being stubborn. I don't know what that means, but... And then DJ mentioned a song to me. At this point, we're driving. Like, I don't remember where we're at, what the setting is of the conversation at first. But at this point, that's when I'm like driving in my car. And I'm not going to mention the specific intersection. I'm not trying to dox myself. But I know where we're at. It's a road that I drive every day. And so then my uncle mentioned a song to me. I think it was called Last Year. He was asking me if I was familiar with it. He was explaining the significance of the song when I woke up. My alarm woke me up at 9:30, like I said. I think it had something to do with him thinking that he was dying soon. And I think he wrote the song. I think that's what he was trying to explain to me. He wrote the song, and it had to do with him dying or something. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's all I remember from last night. That brings my dream recall score, including the dream that I didn't mention that I had yesterday, because I'm not talking about that dream. Including that dream, that brings my dream recall score up to 2. And including the dream that I had, the 5th, about shiny hunting that I didn't make a video about, that brings my monthly dream recall score up to 4. So yeah, good night and sweet dreams.